title feels like a dare. Door creaks in your headphones. Feels like something's already there. Welcome to the night shift, where the shadows talk in detail. Scary little secrets in the pauses of each tale. If you feel a cold breath, you can blame it on the air, or admit you're not alone here on our channels if you dare. Real talk with Diane and Gabriella. Yeah, we laugh so we don't scream. She's got theories about the ghosts, eating snacks behind your screen. If your lights keep flicking, it's just spirits trying to vibe. If your ex keeps texting, it's a demon in their mind. For real. Welcome to the night shift, where the shadows talk in detail. Scary little secrets in the pauses of each tale. If you feel a cold breath, you can blame it on the air, or admit you're not alone here on our channels if you dare. You scroll past, but the title keeps calling your name. You laugh at Gabriella, then something moves off frame. Diane says, did you hear that? And your room goes still and thin. You can click away from YouTube, but the stories still sink in. Welcome to the night shift, where the shadows talk in detail. Scary little secrets in the pauses of each tale. If you feel a cold breath, you can blame it on the air, but you click play with Diane, so the other side is here to share. One more clip, one more case, you swear you're done. Yeah, right. Real talk turns unreal when the hallway starts to hum. Let the comments keep you company till the sunrise breaks the spell. Hit subscribe, stay in the circle. We'll keep your nightmares fed so well.
Well, hello there, everyone. We're all blurry here tonight
Why
again.
we be blurry?
Like we be blurry. Gabriella gonna fix the be blurries. There we go. We know be blurry. Let's see who we got on here tonight.
Wow, I look
We got,
really bad.
of course,
Okay.
Linda and Abby and Eric. Well, hey there. Sorry about not being on last night.
It was Mom's fault.
It was. I mean, I was actually ready in that, but Dylan actually, he got home early from work,
No, he was.
or he was off yesterday, and Gabriella comes over like about 5 minutes till.
And it changed the time.
Yeah. We have a story to tell you about that clock, so interesting shit. But anyhow, she was ready, and I said, Gabriella, you don't really get to see Dylan all that often, so just go back over, spend some quality time with him, and we'll just postpone the show until tonight. So let's get to this clock here tonight. That's the clock, if y'all remember, that when we were early in our doing these shows. Hi, Cactus.
Hi, Cactus.
Of course, hi, Linda. Hi, Eric.
And Linda.
Look,
and Eric
look,
and
look.
Eric.
It actually literally look. Okay, get into this clock. As you all remember, that clock used to play in our earlier shows all the time, and it got to the point where we ended up covering it with a cloth just so that it wouldn't play, because it is light activated.
Look at the time now.
But it's not making any sense. But the clock has not worked. It went dead. The clock literally has not worked. Matter of fact, the last time I took the batteries out of it, I had to clean off the terminals because the acid from the battery had run on them. And when I put the batteries back in, it worked for, I think, maybe a day. And it's been dead. It's been completely dead since last year sometime. We've been in here. The light's been on. It hasn't been doing anything. Well, we're sitting out in the kitchen today, and Gabriella was helping me make some stuffed jalapeno peppers. And she was talking about Pee-wee, how she misses Pee-wee, and that she thought she saw maybe a shadow that could have been Pee-wee out in the other room. And next thing you know, we're hearing music playing where they're like, we both looked at each other, and then we're there. It's that clock. The clock started playing earlier. Now, that was at 5 o'clock today. The clock has not played again since 5 o'clock today until just now when it played again. And that's the same as that other little clock in the room, which I should bring it in here and hang it up so that we can see if it'll start and stop.
Wouldn't that be interesting if we start talking about something spiritual and then it goes, or it starts swinging?
That clock, we should try to above there and bring it in. We'll do that on Tuesday. On Tuesday, we'll bring that clock in. We'll hang it up in here.
Hi, B squared.
Hi, B squared. And we'll see if anything happens. But we found it ironic that just as we was talking about Pee-wee, that clock went off.
I'm thinking that 5 o'clock represents something because it was so ironic. We were talking about Pee-wee and how he was a ham every time that he would be up here and everything, and how I missed him and everything, and then the clock goes off. Look at the time. It's
going fast. I mean, that much time didn't go by since that thing went off. Look how fast that thing's moving. Something's like real weird about that clock today. And why all of a sudden today? That clock has not worked for way before Christmas. It would have been, I'm probably going to say maybe July-ish, August of last year.
Dinner time for the cat? No. He ate
whenever.
He ate like usually twice a day because he needed to go on a diet. He was pretty fat. Not as fat as Milo, but he was pretty fat. He ate in the morning and then lunchtime, and then
he wasn't really a big eater, but he was a little bit chubby. He was a nice.
But it was in the morning and for lunchtime.
Yeah.
That was
yeah. It's just insane. We don't know it. Why all of a sudden it's like going. It's
weird. Because it was literally just at 10 past 6.
10 till 6.
10 till 6.
And now it's 5 after 6.
It went to 6 when it went off. And now it's 5 after 6.
And you can tell the time wasn't even right because when we first looked up before the show started here, it said 10 till 6.
Yeah.
So,
that's so weird.
So, but okay, let's get started here. We got everybody joining here. We appreciate y'all showing up. We're going to have an interesting show tonight. Again, we do apologize for not being on last night. I just felt Gabriella needed some quality time with her guy because he does work a lot of hours.
Which we ended up having dinner.
Yeah.
Going out
they went out, so that they had a nice time. But we're going to be discussing. We're going to be discussing cryptids, and I have a couple of poltergeist stories. But before that, let's talk about our weather. We finally it was raining today, but keep your fingers crossed. Starting tomorrow, we're supposed to have maybe pretty much the whole week, nice temperatures. However, come Tuesday, like right now, we did hit 78. We're at 70 now. We're only supposed to drop to 65. We are supposed to still have rain tonight. Tomorrow is supposed to be real clear. It's supposed to hit 87, which we will get in the 90s with a low of 69. Tuesday, it says we're supposed to hit 91 with a low of 76 at night. But they said with the heat index, we could actually hit 110 degrees. They are saying that we are going to be in a heat wave. Hi, Monkey.
In the house.
Hey, Monkey in the house. We haven't seen Monkey lately.
This weather for y'all.
I normally would complain about it getting that hot, but I'll tell you what, I'm going to freaking cherish it and I'm going to love it because I will take 100-degree temperature for 2 whole weeks nonstop rather than any more of this rain. I can't take this rain. So
Monkey's a hater.
I normally don't like the really hot.
No, but the rain needs to stop.
Yeah.
There's too much rain.
Because with the hot, I mean, I normally don't like it, but like I didn't mind it when we was in South Carolina because we did have a swimming pool, so we were able to go jump. We are talking about getting a pool again. I don't know. It might be too late in the year now for us to think of it because it sounds weird because we're only in June, but our seasons go by like that, so it'd be feeling like we wouldn't be able to enjoy it. But we are throwing around getting a pool because we are getting into our really, really hot time now. I will take it though, even though I don't like the real hot temperatures. I will definitely take it over the rain.
I'm looking forward to the vacation that we have coming up, but at the same time, it's going to be really hot.
Now, did you say that was going to be for a week or 2 weeks?
I think it's a week.
So Gabriella will be going on vacation with Dylan's family and them sometime this month here coming up in July.
I have the date.
So I will still have a show that week, but I will it'll depend on Eric and Abby. I'm counting on you. Carly's welcome to join me for that week that Gabriella can't be here.
It's supposed to start on the 6th, and then we come back or are leaving on the 12th.
So a whole week. So I will want either Eric if he's not working or Abby, and if Carly wants to join us, they can come over and we can have a fun show. We just make up. Somebody can play Gabriella's role just as good and have some fun. But let's get started here. I have some. Speaking the weather, found something interesting. Since we're having all this rain and finally the heat, I ran across this headline and it says winter storm warning issued. Yes, winter storm warning with 3 feet of heavy snow and 50-mile-per-hour winds coming this week. Now, they are looking at that for the states of Idaho, Montana, Wyoming. They are going to get hit with possibly 3 feet of snow.
Wow.
So I don't think we should complain about either rain or heat because I
think we're good.
Yeah. Even though I am still going to complain about the rain, I don't care. So I know we need to go on vacay too, Abby. So I know how you feel about that. So here's my first story. Are you ready for it?
Are we ready?
How many of you, well, I know you will remember the infamous story that I said about the world's largest willy, and then counteracting it, I had the high cactus, the world's smallest willy, the micro penis.
Whether a bit backwards.
Yeah. There's been an update on the guy that had the micro penis.
Oh.
Yeah. Here's the update. His name is Michael Phillips. If you remember, he was a 38-year-old man from North Carolina. He just recently launched a highly publicized crowdfunding campaign to fund a medical procedure for diagnosed micropenis. He claims to have the world's smallest penis, measuring 0.38 inches, fully erect, and he went viral after taking this request to the internet because insurance companies classified the treatment as cosmetic and they refused to help him. Now, here's what the interesting thing about it is. He was diagnosed medically with this condition. So it is a medical condition, but the insurance companies refused to cover it because they said it's cosmetic. But the diagnosis, a micropenis is a true medical condition affecting roughly 0.6% of the male population, usually caused by hormonal imbalances or abnormal testicular development in the womb. Now, he has daily challenges of lack of size causes severe physical limitations, making standard urination highly difficult and forcing him to rely on adult diapers. So he has to continually wear adult diapers because he can't even function normally going to take a wee.
You can't just sit on the toilet.
He can't control. It's kind of like that whole thing's connected. He's kind of incontinent because of it.
Oh, jeez.
There's times I guess it happens and he has to continually wear adult diapers. Now, the treatment does not offer a complete cure, but involves injecting semi-permanent fillers and surgery to add girth and functional comfort. But I would think that, I mean, if it's been diagnosed as medical.
If it's something that is like, that's almost life-threatening. If you can't pee properly, if you pee too much, that could cause UTIs.
Yeah.
And
it is a medical condition.
And everything else. If, like, you would think a doctor would look at that and be like, yeah, this
his insurance company won't cover it.
This is technically a cosmetic surgery, but it's a medical condition.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, they'll do it for a woman's breast reduction. Actually, the medical insurance will actually pay for woman's breast increase. But here's his fundraiser. Initially, he launched a campaign on GoFundMe under the title "Help Michael Get Micropenis Enlargement Surgery." And his initial target was $6,000. Once it went public, the campaign quickly went viral, raising over $11,000 in just 12 hours and surging past its original goal due to widespread internet attention. His goal for going there definitely would help him get funded to get the surgery he needs and the treatment he needs. But he said his main goal was awareness. By being transparent about his condition on public platforms like TMZ and television, Phillips stated that he hopes to reduce the social stigma and encourage younger men experiencing identical developmental issues to seek early medical advice. So,
wow.
It's just, it's sad that apparently, too, he did go on, he was talking about it on social media, and some woman asked him, about showing it or something like that. And so I guess he sent her some pictures of it, and she ended up turning him in for sending pictures she asked for, but she did make a comment, yeah, I never seen one that small.
Wow, that's
so... Like, I mean, the guy with the big one, you got to feel sorry for him, too, because that had been more uncomfortable, but at least it functioned.
Yeah.
I mean, he had some discomfort in that with it, but he was able to pee. He was able to do things. But this poor guy can't even go to the bathroom normally because he can't function like a normal human being because of it. So, but I saw that update, and I thought, well, hey, I think that'll pique interest because I did bring that story up before. And usually if I see an update on something, I try to address it. And
insurance companies are a few unto themselves. There's millions of men.
It's all about what money that they can bring in and for themselves. It definitely isn't about helping the person. And it just, if it was just strictly cosmetic surgery, then that's understandable. But when he was diagnosed with a medical condition, that's where the line should have been drawn, and the insurance company should have picked it up.
Yep.
So
Yeah, that's ridiculous. That poor guy is going to be suffering probably his entire life because nobody's willing to help him, and his insurance company won't.
Cactus goes, I feel that should have just stayed a personal, private matter, just her thoughts.
Yeah, it should have, but at the same time, he's asking for help because he apparently doesn't know what to do anymore. I mean, if I was in the same situation, I think I would be doing everything that I could to reach out for help too.
Well, and the thing is he said that he wasn't aware himself until more when he turned an adult that he actually had a medical condition. He just thought there's something wrong. He was extra small. And
bloomer.
He came out like that. And one of his reasons is to make younger men that may have that same condition, hey, go get it checked, because you just may not be small. You may have this same medical condition that I have. Get it checked out before you panic and say, hey, what's wrong with my Willie? Why is it so tiny? And there is a medical reason for it. So he wanted to make that awareness so that everybody doesn't have as much time passing as what he had. So yeah. Abby says at that point he kind of had to swallow his pride to get help rather than being miserable. And that's it. And plus, he didn't want younger men in that same condition to have to go through that. So, I mean, it's humiliating and everything as it is. I'm sure he probably, the only thing that kind of bothers me about this whole scenario, and where I agree with Cactus's point to an extent, is that this went on the Guinness Book of World Records. That should have never even been that shouldn't, whether he's the smallest in the world or not, that part should have never. It's almost like advertising it or something,
I feel like I would be so mad. Yeah, I'd be like, I was trying to do this for awareness, and now this is public.
Well, yeah, he should have just
everywhere
kept that part of it private, not allowed it to go Guinness Book of World Record or whatever, it breaking a record. I mean, that it's humiliating as it is.
How did they even how do records even happen? Like, how does a person from the Guinness World Record know?
Normally somebody will contact them and say, hey, I know somebody that is blah blah blah, and then Guinness will contact them, or they themselves will contact Guinness, like the Winber Hotel, the Midway.
So they had to agree to
yeah, because they would have taken pictures and everything else. That's why I said that part. He should not have done that. That's the biggest thing that rubs me the wrong way about this, because he does have a medical condition, and I understand his plea for help. But prior to that, he was exposed, and he broke a record for the smallest.
Maybe
it was like
he thought that he could get money from it.
I think you do. I think you do get
procedure.
I don't know. But that was like you was asking how Winber Hotel, the Midway, they have which they would have contacted Guinness, same as the Crescent Sanatorium. They have the biggest Ouija board on top of the roof of their building. That made the Guinness Book of World Record.
The way that I kind of always imagined it was there's just a Guinness World Record person standing around somewhere, and they just
it's either somebody will say, hey, I know somebody that has this, and they contact Guinness, or the person themselves will contact Guinness. Crescent Sanatorium, they were trying, and I don't know how far they went on it, they were trying to have last year the biggest haunted house, because Crescent Sanatorium is huge, and they were trying to break that record. And I don't know how far they got on it, but that was the goal that they were trying to go for. But yeah, usually you or somebody else says, hey, I know this person that say pie eating. I know this person that can eat 50 pies in 10 minutes. And, I don't know of anybody else that can do that. I think this might be a world record.
That's
and then,
impressive.
yeah, then Guinness well, that girl probably can do it. That Katina, she's.
I like her.
I don't know how in the hell she does it. I honestly don't. I'm fascinated by her because that girl, I've seen you putting food down, but that girl can put food down. So, but let's start the show here. We've been jabbering. We already were 25 minutes into the show, which we have plenty of time because our clock restarted all over today. So, yeah, wow, how many guys are going to compete for that title? You got that one right, this B squared. I don't think that's a title that not too many people would want to compete for.
Unless, for some reason, a guy gets, like, willy reduction surgery or something.
I don't know. Well,
is that even a thing? Can you even get that reducted?
You can. I was reading. I thought that would be hard because of all the blood vessels and everything, and that is in a penis. I thought that would be hard, but I read that you can have penis reduction surgery, but it's very, very complicated.
Wouldn't that make it like all shriveled up?
I don't even want to guess. Yeah, I don't even want to guess. But he could have contacted them himself to begin with, and you could have hit the nail on the head. Once he found out that it was a medical condition, he could have kind of say, "Hey, this is awful because I'm embarrassed, but my insurance company is not covering anything to help me. I'm going to try to go this way, see if I can." Because I don't know, Eric. Do you know what kind of if they get a monetary amount for the record or what's all involved if they do?
I know they did. I don't know if they still do.
Yeah, because that's what I would think.
Kind of suck if you don't anymore. You're putting a world record and you don't win anything for
it.
But
I mean, and people that do private parts and stuff and that. I mean, I guess I don't know. But okay, let's get into our story. We are covering cryptids and poltergeists tonight. Now, I will be covering the poltergeist part. Gabriella will be covering the cryptids. It's going to be some interesting stuff. I kind of was pretty fascinated by a couple, and two of the stories, they're just kind of mini stories, but if you guys want me to delve into it a little deeper for a future episode, just let me know and I can look into it further. But we're stepping into a world where the line between folklore and reality becomes dangerously blurred. For centuries, people from every corner of the globe have reported encounters with strange creatures lurking in forests, hiding in swamps, and watching from the shadows. They call them cryptids. Bigfoot, Dogman, the Mothman, and countless others that science has yet to explain. But that's only half of tonight's mystery. We're also exploring the terrifying world of poltergeists, unseen forces blamed for moving furniture, throwing objects, shaking beds, and turning ordinary homes into places of fear. Are those disturbances the work of spirits, manifestations of human energy, or are they something else entirely? What?
They don't get any money whatsoever.
Oh my gosh.
That is upsetting.
They probably get a free copy of the book.
Here's the Guinness World Record. Here you can see
so tonight we're going to dive into the eyewitness accounts, chilling stories, and the most famous cryptid and poltergeist cases ever reported. Some of these stories may sound impossible. Others may leave you questioning everything you thought you knew. So with that, Gabriella is going to go into her first topic, and she is going to...
Linda, you're here just for Gabby's theories and
That's funny why all of you guys are here. You could give a shit less about me, probably. I'm
even gonna have any theories. I'm tired.
It's all about Gabby. It's all about Gabby and her theories and her laughs. Diane sucks. I know it.
Shit. Anyways, so the first one is, I would rather call this a spirit or ghost than a actual cryptid because it's not a creature of any sort. I'll just get on with it. It's called the Susquehanna Screamer. It's a famous regional urban legend centered around Susquehanna Road in Township, Pennsylvania. According to local folklore, if you drive to the site of an old railroad bridge, cut your engine, and honk your horn 3 to 5 times, a blood-curdling scream can be heard echoing through the woods. The legend and variations. Oh, well, that, like, I guess. The legends and variations. The jilted bride. The most common story claims the screamer is the ghost of a heartbroken woman in a white dress, often a jilted bride who tragically took her own life at the bridge.
I thought they kind of said about Crybaby Bridge, but not because that she threw a baby in, but you know that story.
And the second one is the cryptid version of it, which other accounts suggest the screamer is a strange, monstrous creature, or even the cries of animals like bears or mountain lions. So
have there been actual
there's a
reports?
There's a summoning ritual, and there's a little bit more to it.
Wow.
The summoning ritual is you park near the historic Black Bridge Railroad underpass. Underpass.
You're talking to me tonight.
You turn off your car and headlights, and you honk the horn multiple times, and then she appears, or it goes. Ah!
Wow.
The folklore origin. The lore of Road has been passed down for generations and has even been documented in local folklore books and podcasts. The mystery was compounded by the unsolved 1969 murder of a 15-year-old girl on the very same road, blurring the lines between myth and local history.
There was supposed to be like a tunnel or something.
Oh, you like my drawing?
Wow. That'd be creepy.
That's what I pictured it to look like.
Yeah, that'd be creepy. Holy shit. Yeah, I don't want to run into that thing.
And then I actually, you know what's funny? I kind of drew what it actually looked like too.
There is the place where you're supposed to be able to go into a tunnel, and if you get halfway in, they find like dead animals. Oh, wow.
I almost completely.
That's freaky. Jeez, that's freaky. They said that animals, that like there'll be burnt animals there. They'll say that if you walk in and you can put something there and it'll catch fire right in the middle, right dead center in the middle. And I guess they said at one time there was like a slave or an escaped prisoner or something that they were trying to get, and he was hung or something there and set on fire or what. I can't remember the whole legend of it, but wow.
I don't know.
Wow. Yeah, I don't know. Well, wouldn't that be funny if we found out that if it is a cryptid, that's what it did look like?
Well, that's a different thing.
Oh, wow.
That's what the cryptid that I just showed you looked like.
I thought that was what you thought the cryptid.
No, that's what I thought this looked like, and then I searced it up, and that was almost the exact same thing.
Wow. That's crazy. Crazy. Now, this is all Pennsylvania?
Yep.
Okay.
Pennsylvania.
Okay, Pennsylvania. We live in a crazy state.
And
we got lots of creatures.
There's even less on this one than there was on the other one, but then I got those two.
Yeah.
Okay, so the next one is called Potter Nondescript. It's an obscure 19th century cryptid from Pennsylvania, first reported in the Potter Enterprise in April 1897. It is famously described as a bipedal ape-like creature standing over 6 feet tall, covered in thick hair and featuring prominent tusks.
Wow.
The first sighting was in April 1897 when a fisherman in Nelson Run, today it's called Dark Skies Landscape, was allegedly chased by the creature.
Whoa.
Imagine being chased by that freaking thing. Its appearance: a hunched, hairy beast that beats its chest like a gorilla and screams like a panther.
Wow.
And its key features: it is most well known for sporting massive 6 to 7 inch tusks.
Wow. Kind of looks like a lion with tusks.
Well, it looks like a, yeah, well, my drawing kind of does.
Yeah.
The picture that I have of it looks like Bigfoot with tusks.
Yeah, it does.
That's what it looks like.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, you got a friend in Pennsylvania.
Oh,
Most likely a cryptid in your
Look at
backyard.
that
That's
one.
funny. Wow.
Happy World Chimpanzee Day. What?
Wow, that's insane. Yeah, our state does have some weird shit going on. My favorite so far, I mean, I love Bigfoot, of course, and that's the big one here in PA. But my favorite so far, and I want to run into the little guy, is the squonk. I do want to run into a little squonk and say, "Hey, you're not ugly. You're really cute. Don't cry."
We gotta go to the whatever woods. The Hemlock Woods.
Where's
Find him.
Where's that at?
I have no clue.
Hmm.
But that's where we gotta go to find him.
Yeah, I don't want to run into that thing either. B squared. That's out of my. No, I don't. I want to run into Bigfoot and I want to run into the squonk. I do want to run into both of those.
There's a Hemlock National Area.
It's probably where it's at then, in that area.
It contains virgin hemlock trees, some over 225 years old, that were never logged.
Wow.
So I think if anywhere there would be a squonk, it would be there.
Have you ever thought you've heard a Bigfoot?
I don't know what a Bigfoot would even sound like. I mean, there's been odd noises.
Like I picture like a grunting or something of that. Physical, audible voices itself, I'm gonna have to put a question mark by. But have we thought that we might have possibly encountered something that could have been a Bigfoot? I'm gonna say yes, because
Somebody made an AI photo of a
that is cute. That's cute. Because of branches that's high up and that breaks and falls and sounds like real heavy footsteps and that following behind you, and that like it makes you wonder. Of course, then again, it's like the paranormal. You can't say, yeah, it's paranormal activity. You put that question mark by it because you really can't explain it. So that's kind of yes and no answer.
It says the squonk is said to inhabit the dark, dense hemlock forests of northern Pennsylvania, such as the
Pocono. The Pocono Mountains.
Those fucking mountains.
Yeah.
And Mont Alto, or Alto. Fucking words. I hate them. I hate English. Why do we speak it?
Look what Eric put. I'm pretty sure I heard Max make Bigfoot noises.
Oh, he definitely has. I think Thea has joined him.
Yeah. Thea is like an over exaggerator. She's like the Jim Carrey of the dogs. So she overacts. She really
I
is.
went to her earlier and she went,
Oh.
I was like, okay, well, damn.
She's looking at me earlier today, and I just started looking, and she's just staring at me like this cold, dark stare. And all of a sudden, she starts barking. I'm there, what? I didn't even say anything. And she's like, oh. And they're like, what seems to be your issue? You on drugs or something? She goes, oh. And then she gets off. Like, she's such, oh my God. She is a drama queen. She is, they are both personality plus, and they crack us.
Zeus is dramatic. You go over there and he'll, unless you give him just a little bit of attention, even then, he'll just continue to make his weird ass drowning sounds. Like, he sounds like he's drowning.
I love Zeus. Is a very cool dog. Zeus is awesome. He came up to me the other day outside like a week or so ago, and he's just, I love Zeus. But Sia, now what she does, if she wants you to pet her, she will literally bite your hand and pull it to her until you start patting her. And if you stop, she'll keep on biting it and grabbing it back, so you continue petting her. That's
He'll
her.
just put his head on you with
Yeah,
the puppy dog
yeah.
eyes, like,
Max is our Eeyore. He's got that Eeyore personality.
does.
You can, when he talks, like if he would talk, you would think he would. Okay.
He looks sad all the time,
Yeah.
and then there's times when he's panting where he actually looks very happy, and we're like, "Wow, you don't look depressed today, man."
Yeah. So
Something bit me. Right there.
it wasn't me.
Was it?
Okay, I will get on to my first poltergeist story, and Gabriella has a couple little mini things that she wants to discuss. I bet you can't figure out what one of them is. Oh, and an update. I talked to Angelina today. I think she would have liked to have been on here tonight, but her medications, that she's tired enough from her heart medications and stuff. We were supposed to start our show today. We are going to be starting it soon. We do have the name for it. I got the script. I'm going to give her some, we're going to take some pictures so she can do the intro and everything. So keep your ears and eyes open. Instead of it being at 8 o'clock to 10, I think we bumped it up because of her medication, and I think we're going to start it at 7. So
Was it Dylan Deborah? He might have when he was sleeping.
Dylan,
He'd still be doing crazy shit.
yeah,
while he's
he a
sleeping.
biter.
He went,
Abby said she had a nightmare about the poltergeist last night.
"Oh,
Whoa, you might have to tell us your story, Abby.
I've been having weird dreams lately."
Yeah, wow.
So,
Did I have a dream? I don't remember if I had
like, I'll let you guys in on my dream the other night, because I can't remember the one that I had last night, but I do remember that it was weird because that's pretty much all they've been lately. But the one that I told Mom about the other night, we were in our old house and we were doing some sort of like yard sale, but instead of it being outside, it was literally in our house, and there was a table set up, and there was just like old knickknacks and artifacts and like fidget toys and everything spread out on a table. Well, somehow, I don't know how this happened or how it came up to this or anything, but there was these 2 older women, and they looked at me and they started accusing me of stealing something in my own house. And so I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. Why would I have any reason to steal anything? This is literally my house and I'm doing the yard sale. So what are you talking about? And they're still accusing me. I was like, well, if you keep on accusing me, the door's right there. You can fucking leave, because I'm not dealing with this bullshit. This is my house. And they're trying to say, oh, no, we're not leaving. We're paying customers and shit like that. Like, they just would not stop. Eventually, they kind of pulled away from it a little bit, and then I was like, okay, I'm good. Next thing you know, this like teenager walks through the door, and she's also related to these 2 freaking older women. I think she was either the niece or she was the granddaughter or something of both of them. I don't know how that worked or what. She had some relation to them. She walks in and she's also trying to accuse me of stealing stuff from her and her grandparents or aunts or whatever. And I'm like, you all could just leave. And then I woke up. So I don't know what that was about. I've never met these 2 women in my life. I don't even know who the younger teenager lady was. So.
I had to crack up when she told me that, because like she said, like, how could you be stealing stuff that you are selling yourself? Like,
yeah, I was like,
how can you be stealing your own stuff?
I was like, it makes no sense, because they were literally trying to accuse me of stealing stuff that I was selling from my house.
Oh,
I don't know. It was the weirdest dream I think I've ever had in my entire life. And I was just like, why is it taking place in our old house in the dining room with 2 random women and a random teenager? And they were the only people there too. Like, there was nobody else in the house. It was literally just me, these 2 women, and that
Where
teenager.
were we at? You didn't
I don't know. There's nobody there. I was like doing this yard sale by myself.
Inside the house.
Inside the house.
Yeah, that would be odd itself, unless it was we moved or we were moving and most of our stuff, was already up here or wherever we moved to. And
I feel like it wouldn't have been a yard sale then. It would just be like a free for all.
Well, that's what we kind of did do, with which I regret. I wish we would have sold it, a lot of stuff, but normally you wouldn't. You would just try to get money off of it to help you with your moving expenses.
I don't know. I don't know where anybody was. I was the only one in that house.
That I just find that funny that
It was so
yeah,
weird.
you're stealing your own stuff that you're trying to sell. So okay, my poltergeist story. These took place in Canada. There's the first one that I got, and there's two shorter ones, which I said if you want me to delve into a little deeper on the other two, I can do that. But I just ran across them, and they're like, huh. Because the first one's called the Actonville Poltergeist. And it's supposed to be one of the biggest paranormal or poltergeist stories that happened in Canada. And the story is, it says, strange events centered around a 7-year-old girl living in the home. According to reports, the family began hearing unexplained knocking and banging sounds coming from inside the walls. Soon afterward, the activity intensified dramatically. Witnesses claim furniture moved on its own. What?
I'm about to steal a sip of my own coffee right now.
Yeah. You just don't you
We're
still
watching you.
Yeah,
Cactus.
we got our eyes on you. Witnesses claim that furniture moved on its own. Religious objects were thrown across the room. A child's bed shook violently. Loud knocks answered questions. Strange disturbances seemed to follow the young girl wherever she went. As fear spread throughout the household, the caretakers contacted their local church for help. Now, the priests arrived. There was 3 young priests that was from a local parish. They reportedly visited the home to investigate. What makes the case unusual is that the priests later claimed to have witnessed some of the strange events themselves. According to accounts, what began as a possible ghost story, it turned into a darker overtone, with some wondering if the phenomena could actually have been demonic presence in the house.
That's not good. Hi, Ronan.
Ronan in the house. Ronan. Now, skeptical, of course, we have to always put the skeptical in with it, which, like I said, there's nothing wrong with that, but they always come out with the same conclusions, and they're not there, and they didn't witness it themselves. But of course, as with most famous poltergeist cases, skeptics offer several explanations: a prank or a hoax, misinterpretation of ordinary events, psychological stress within the household, activity unconsciously caused by the child seeking attention, exaggeration as the story spread through the community. But no definitive explanation was ever established. Now, why the case keeps on going on, why it's so famous, it remains popular among Canadian paranormal researchers because multiple witnesses were reportedly involved. Clergy investigated it firsthand. The phenomena was said to be concentrated around the child, a common feature in classic poltergeist reports. And the story became part of Quebec's paranormal folklore. So here's the actual story. Here's the breakdown of what happened. In 1969, in Actonville, Quebec, on January 6th, Mr. and Mrs. Silvio St. Onge, first account, a religious picture was moved on its own and ended up on the door of Galen Briault, a 7-year-old that they were raising. Mrs. Onge, St. Onge, originally thought that the child moved it, but noticed the picture move again when the 7-year-old was next to her side. So she saw it a second time move, and the little girl was right there by her side. She again returned the picture to its original spot. The couple then began noticing objects flying in front of them or smashing on the walls. And they had a big, heavy statue of the Virgin Mary on top of a chest desk, and they literally saw that really heavy big statue come, not just falling off, but come flying off, and it smashed on the floor. And this happened when the three clergymen from the local parish were there investigating, and it came and flew so hard and crashed into tons of different pieces right at the front of their feet. So they literally witnessed that. The priests end up scattering holy water and said prayers, causing the force to become even more intense. And the unseen demons caused a huge mess throughout the entire house. Now, it was at this time, too. Now, this went on for like 3 days. And it was during this time, too, when they went up to the bedroom, and they said there was 2 beds in the one bedroom. And they both had those really, really heavy metal, like they were heavy. And they said they were literally there throwing holy water and saying prayers and stuff and that, trying to bless the house. And first, the one bed kept on going up and crashing down real hard on the floor, almost making it feel like an earthquake in the house. And then shortly after that, the second bed beside it started doing the same thing. Then they witnessed the sheets and covers on the bed was just kind of going like this, violently going back and forth, like there was a force pulling it and yanking it and pulling it all like aside, and they're blessing it, throwing holy water and everything like that. Now, only the 7-year-old Ghislaine could see the force. And so so they gave her a rosary to hold tight and asked her to repeat a small prayer. And when she did, the demonic force knocked the rosary right out of her hand, and with a force so hard that it threw her back, almost knocking her unconscious. That's how violent the force was when she had the rosary in her hand. Now, these events took place for 3 days, with each day getting more and more violent. After the 3rd day, the St. Onges returned Ghislaine to her parents. Now, her parents only lived like 15 minutes down the block. Mr. and Mrs. Robert Briault, who lived only 15 minutes away, they were heartbroken because they had to give the little girl, back to her parents because they raised her since she was only 6 months old. Now, her natural parents were glad to have her back, and I don't know what the story behind that was, why they were taking care of this little girl to begin with. I'm sure there's a lot of story to that. But after she was returned, all the occurrences came to just a sudden halt. Now, the 3 clergymen documented and reported the events to other religious authorities, but they declined to comment on it. So there is supposed to be in the one Vicar's building all these documented stories and occurrences that happen. It's like in a journal, but nobody has had access to it, and they will not allow anybody to have access to it. So, matter of fact, Peter Law covered this story too, and he contacted them to see if he could try to somehow get access so that he can get some more of because he does a lot of the research and gets actual information. He's done it on the Amityville house and the Enfield haunting and the original Conjuring haunting and all that. And he gets a lot of actual research and eyewitness accounts, but they will not allow anybody as of yet to see that journal. Now, ironically, shortly after that, there was reported when the 3 clergymen went back to the vicars, to the parish, that there was a fire that happened in that parish. It didn't burn the parish down or anything, but it was a pretty bad fire. And the theory is that when they got rid of the demon surrounding the little 7-year-old when she left, that it followed them to the parish and started the fire. Maybe because the documented stuff was there too. I don't know. But there's no report surrounding little Ghislaine anymore. She's, they said, living a normal life. And she lives in Drummondville. And right now, I think they said she's like 59. years old or something like that, but she's just living the average, everyday, normal life. So it was just only lasted for 3 days. You can, there was a newspaper article too, the Ottawa Journal on January 25th of 1969. The headline said, "Diabolical phenomenon claims clothes leave closet unaided in Actonville home." And there was a whole big long article about all the activity and that happened surrounding that.
That is interesting.
So,
Ow.
but yeah, there was, I mean, there was a couple other articles on it. You can go on YouTube. There are articles on YouTube talking about that in particular. I just didn't want to go on and watch. Let me see. I just didn't want to go on and watch a lot of videos because I would rather do the written, because as you tell stories, even me telling the story tonight, I probably told it slightly different than what you may find somewhere, or a YouTube video might say, because there's always going to be these discrepancies in the stories. So that's what it's. Our channel, mine and Angelina's channel, is going to be called Unfiltered ×2, and it's going to be spelled real weird. It's UNFILT 3R3DX2. So it's Unfiltered ×2, and that will be coming up here in the near future.
We'll promote it on.
We will be promoting it. We're going to be doing a little bit of stuff for our intro and everything, and we are going to cover everything. So I did tell her I really don't want to get into, like on our channel, politics or religion. But if somebody comes on the show and they bring it up and start like causing problems, we are going to bash back, because we are going to be unfiltered. I do want to stay, even though we're going to speak our minds, I do want to stay as drama-free yet as I can, but who knows what's going to happen on that channel. So just keep your ears and eyes open and see what happens, what comes out of it. I think it's going to go over real well. But that should be coming up here very soon. She's working on it as we speak. So I got 2 other short ones on here that I will read to you, and then Gabriella will. What?
Eek, I have enough problems with English. Saying.
We all
in English, but can't fucking speak it half the time.
Yeah, I think that's all of us right now, right? Okay, let's see. Here's the first one. When I was looking up the Actonville poltergeist, for some reason, this one came up first, which also took place in Quebec, Canada. And it took place near Shawville in Clarendon Township, Quebec in 1889. And they said it's still debated today. So it's called the DAG, D-A-G-G poltergeist. It says,
knocking someone.
That was me. Yeah, that was me. Whoops. It wasn't the demon.
Don't do that.
I'm sorry.
I heard something.
Yeah, that was me, which I'm there like after I did it.
What the fuck was that?
That was me. I don't think she wants that up all day there. We can remove that. Sorry about that. It's called the DAG poltergeist, D-A-G-G, and it says the trouble began at the farmhouse of farmer George Dagg. What started as a strange knocking sound quickly escalated into something far more unsettling. Family members and visitors reported loud bangs and raps coming from the walls and floors, which is as typical of most of these poltergeists, if you notice. It starts like in the walls and floors, and furniture moving by itself, stones thrown inside the home, mysterious fire starting without explanation, beds shaking violently, and objects disappearing and reappearing, and a deep, disembodied voice that allegedly identified itself as the devil.
Sounds like the Conjuring house. Or not the Conjuring house. One of the Conjuring movies. The house.
I think I watched a movie here recently, or a small clip on something where
Parents?
the parents, yeah.
They're the British ones?
No. Yeah. No. No. What was their names? You're talking about the Enfield haunting. Those. What was it? Was their last name Perrin?
No, the parents with
The regular Conjuring. What was the one? What was the last name of the one in the Enfield haunting? Do you remember?
I do not remember.
I can't remember their last name either. I don't know why, but I can't remember. I just remember Janet.
Me too.
So,
And Margaret.
yeah. So, but this one, I saw like a mini show, and I can't remember where I saw that, and it showed a lady going into the kitchen, and her sister came in, and they're standing there talking, and all of a sudden, all the burners on the stove came on, and it sounds like
I think I've seen that too. This one sounds familiar though, because the Dag family, that sounds familiar.
yeah.
And what made me think of the Enfield haunting is the fires that are starting randomly, because that was happening at the Enfield haunting house.
Did it?
Yeah, there was fires randomly. There was dog shit that they couldn't explain because they didn't have a dog. The neighbors had a dog, but they didn't have it in their house.
Well, I know there was a lot of stuff going on, but this one here says what makes the case remarkable is that numerous neighbors, clergy, journalists, and investigators claim to witness at least some of the phenomena. Reports from the time indicate that multiple witnesses signed statements describing what they had seen. Now, the voice, it says one of the creepiest aspects of this case involved a voice that allegedly emerged from inside the house. Witnesses claimed it answered questions, mocked those present, and made frightening statements. According to reports, the voice sometimes claimed to be Satan himself,
Hodgson.
while at other times it begged for forgiveness. Yeah, Hodgson. I knew it started with an H, but I was going to say Hopkins.
I know.
but
I wasn't going to say any of that. I thought
it started with an H, but Hopkins kept on, and then I knew him, the Diane. It's not Hopkins, but does start with an H. So Hodgson. Of course, skeptical explanation. As with many famous poltergeist cases, they blamed on hoaxes or practical jokes, exaggeration by the witnesses, mass suggestion and hysteria, misidentified natural events, and attention generated by newspaper coverage. No definitive explanation was ever established, leaving the Dag case as one of Canada's enduring paranormal mysteries. So now that's all I have on that, but if you want me to look further into that, just let me know, and I can look deeper into that.
I feel like we watched like
something
a
on
documentary or something called the Dag haunting. Or
it sounds very familiar to me.
Yeah.
But when I was looking up the Acton Vale one, for some reason that one came up and this one came up, and they're like, no, that's not what I'm looking. There goes our clock. That damn thing didn't work for how long? Like I said, it has to be, I'm saying more than 6, because we're going into July. That has not worked since I think probably July or August of last year.
Yeah.
And there's no freaking way that the batteries can just reactivate after that long of a time when it didn't do anything.
And it's still ironic that it's starting today after we got done.
We just got done talking about Pee-wee, and all of a sudden that clock starts. I mean, I love that clock, but that's kind of creepy when you think about it.
It is.
So,
and like all the clocks are doing weird shit. You got that one in there that the pendulum moves when it wants to, and now.
Speaking of the pendulum in there, is that clock still not, or is it moving again?
Still not moving.
Okay.
They switched places.
I don't know.
Like that one's not moving anymore.
Because that one moved all day yesterday, and I woke up this morning and it was not moving. Now tomorrow I'll probably come and it'll probably be moving again. We will on Tuesday. I will make sure on Tuesday when we have our show, I will have it like right, maybe right behind me where Pee Wee's picture is. I'll put the clock there and I'll move Pee Wee's picture down one or just take it off only for that night. And we'll have Pee Wee over here by us and have the clock right there. And everybody, I'll have to make sure that my head isn't there and we'll keep an eye. Or if I see it move, we'll get the
king.
So, but here's the other one now. This one was more recent time. It wasn't in 1889 like the other one. This one would happen in 1989. And this one is Beauport. A century later, Quebec was again at the center of a famous poltergeist claim. In Beauport, near Quebec City, residents of an apartment building reported violent banging inside walls, shaking rooms, and unexplained impacts. Engineers, gas technicians, and other experts reportedly failed to find a conventional cause, helping fuel speculation of a poltergeist. And that's all that one is. That's all there is on that one. So if you want me to look into that, that's all they had on that one. So, but I find it interesting. You get certain areas, like if you get where the Enfield haunting was, and you get the Quebec and that, you'll get like certain areas in like Britain, Quebec, like Canada, Pennsylvania, Wisconsin seems to be. There's certain areas where like it's like different spots throughout like a radius where these things happen, and they're all very, very similar. And of course, the skeptics always come out with the same excuse for all of them. But I do really want to stress, I don't have problems with skeptics and debunkers. I don't. My only problem is, and I said it 1,000 times, that's good to debunk and be a skeptic, but you can't do it when you're not there with the people. If you don't see it or hear it with your own eyes, don't hurry up and debunk it, because you don't know, because you weren't there. That is my issue I have.
Yeah, I mean, you can have your opinions on what you think it might be, but you can't just go out and say, well, I'm debunking that because clearly this is what happened.
Yeah.
You can't do that. That you weren't there, you didn't experience it, you didn't see what was behind the camera or beside the camera, so you cannot physically know.
And here's the other issue I have, and I don't like drama, but if you do suspect another group or you suspect something, contact those people. Say, hey, like, I'm not accusing you of anything, but I'm finding something a little odd. Would you mind if sometime when you go, if I tag along and I can see what, so I can see for myself what you're experiencing, or contact them in private. For God's sake, these people that go on these shows like on YouTube and Facebook and TikTok, and they call out these other groups and they belittle them and they make fun of them, and it's all for views. It's nothing more. It's all for views. Leave them alone. Contact them in private. Say, hey, I'm finding, I don't want to accuse you of anything, but I'm finding some of these things a little bit weird. Like, can I see for myself? Would you mind? Most of the groups will say, hell yeah, tag along with us, and you'll see what we see. And if you want to debunk it right there and then, so be it. But at least you're seeing it with your own eyes or hearing it with your own ears.
Yep.
I just have a problem with everybody. Nobody seems to know how to keep their nose to themselves anymore. They have to like butt into everybody else's business. And then they wonder why the paranormal world and the whole social media world is turning ugly, because nobody knows how to mind their own business anymore. I refuse that. Yeah. I refuse that. I won't go that way. And I refuse it. I just will not go. Para-unity. We are trying to plan a big event for next year. It's long time away. We need a good place. It's going to hold a lot of people. And the whole thing is going to be about bringing the paranormal community together and focus on not just the well-known groups up there, but more or less bring attention to the lesser known groups, to give them more attention and show people, hey, these groups are out there. They are doing what these big well-known groups are doing. Show them some attention, show them some love, show them that we can pull together as a paranormal community and not do all this ugliness. I think everybody's getting a little tired of that. So
What the hell is this?
that's that iron, the press iron for the transfers, the t-shirt transfers.
Oh.
That's just the mini one.
Oh shit.
Oh, almost. Almost. That was a flickericker. So I'm done with my blah, 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 and it's Gabriella's turn to blah, 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 blah now. So, but she just put food in her mouth.
Num 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 num
Num num num num num num. Yeah, that clock has a mind of its own. We will have a night on, like, I don't know what that clock's gonna do. I'm probably tomorrow gonna pull it off the wall and I'm gonna check the batteries, and I can guarantee you that there's probably acid leaking all through, because that's how it was over a year ago when I checked it. And I'm there like, I ain't messing with this. I did clean off the terminals and that a little bit, but put the same batteries in because I didn't have new batteries, and it hasn't worked now all of a sudden. But that other one, like I said, right up here where Pee Wee's picture is, that Gabriella painted, I will put the clock there on Tuesday, and we will see if it
I can't share with the class. There's only 2 of them.
What doesn't she eat, Abby? She's like a human garbage disposal. We do need a small fridge sitting right there for her. So
that's a great idea.
Okay, you got this in there, Mom. Oh boy.
So cool.
And she never shares with the class. I took her stuff before. Like, she even has one of my favorites.
We're not going there. I told you before the stream started that if you wanted one, I could go over and get one.
You did
for
say
you.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
So
did.
we're not.
I said I wanted that one.
That one I brought over from my.
Yes, you did, but you could have went over and got yourself one. I mean, you would have had to go over there anyhow, so it would have made a difference if that one went to me and you went and got your own.
Yeah.
You're goofy, goofy, goofy.
This one I specifically put aside for myself.
She got started on that because I was there buying cases of Yoo-Hoo, and I had put them away, and I'd forget that I put them away, and then I'd happen to be when cleaning or going organizing stuff, whatever the case may be, and I'd come across it. Oh, I still have Yoo-Hoo. So I bring the Yoo-Hoo out, and I put like 3 cans in the refrigerator, and be one for me, one for Erica, one for Gabriella. Abby, if I knew she was going to be coming over that day and I did one, I would have put one over for her, but she hasn't been coming over as often. She doesn't love her mama anymore. Now, Abby's been busy and she's got a lot of stuff that she's been doing and stuff. So, but when Gabriella does go on vacation, Abby will be here. A master's degree in tasting, eating, and enjoying delicious yums. Yes.
Yep.
You know what? Speaking of yums, the payment should be coming out on Tuesday. So that means probably maybe the week she's coming back from her vacation is when our next Universal Yums will be in.
Nice.
And that one's supposed to be turkey. So,
is there anything scary in turkey?
I don't think they showed what's in that one yet or what could be in it. Like, we kind of get a sneak peek, not so much because we're really opening it up or anything, but on the site itself, when they say it's shipped, they will show, if you get the biggest pack, they will show everything that would be in the biggest pack. So normally we get the medium size one, and so you can kind of pick like 10 to 12, or is it 8 to 10? 10 to 12,
I
right?
think it's 10 to 12.
10 to 12 items from that list is what possibly could be in ours. I did contact them and I said, hey, for the price that I'm paying for the medium package, why can't you throw a drink in there with the snacks so we can try the drinks out? Because there was only one time so far that they threw a drink in. And they said, the drinks only come with the largest pack. And that's bullshit. No. I won't eat bugs.
No, me either.
I won't.
Even if that comes in any of the boxes, it's not happening.
I won't eat bugs. I don't think I have
I
to.
think I would cry looking at one.
I've seen somebody eating the crickets and the little legs was coming out.
Yeah.
I can't. I don't think I could do that.
Turkey does eat some questionable things.
Cactus said she'd try them if they were dipped in chocolate.
Ew.
Wasn't it down at South Carolina when we went to Myrtle Beach? Wasn't there a couple shops? Yeah, there was a couple shops that had the coated crickets.
They had the crickets because you guys wanted me to freaking get some. And there was also the lollipops that had like the ants and scorpions and weird shit in it.
I remember that. I got an itch on my leg and I don't know why.
But Yoo-hoo is a chocolate drink. It's not chocolate milk, but to me it tastes like almost like Nesquik.
It's almost milk. Like a more watered down version of. It's like a combination between a chocolate milk and a chocolate soda.
But there's no carbonation.
But there is no carbonation.
Yeah, it's not carbonated.
Because when you get that, they do tell you to shake it first so that you can get all that chocolate.
And it's caffeine free and gluten free.
And it's good. Tom does not like it. He said it tastes like mud or dirt or something.
It's got 160 calories, though.
It's chocolate.
Yummy.
Hoo-hoo bugs are delicious, just like peanut butter. But you also said Vegemite is delicious, Linda.
As long as I know it's not going to poison me, I'll try almost anything once.
Would you try that stinky fish in a can?
I can never remember what it's called. The surströmming.
Yeah, I don't know what it's called. I'll never remember that name. I don't think
it's German. It's a German name, surströmming.
I don't care, but it's
Turkey is actually
spelled
Turkey now due to wanting the name to reflect the nation. Oh,
yeah,
well, that's freaking weird.
And that is on that'll be on the booklet when we get the booklet.
That's weird.
So she said, yeah, probably. But you have to get through that smell though. Like I saw a guy on YouTube.
I feel like the fish wouldn't be too bad. I've never had fermented fish or even what are those little fish called?
Sardines?
Yeah, I've never had sardines.
Or anchovies. I couldn't eat those. Sardines or anchovies.
And they look disgusting.
Nope, I wouldn't buy either one.
But I've heard that they really don't taste that bad. Just taste like oily fish. Only thing I want for sure is baby bird thing. Oh.
Yeah, that thing looks but that's just, I think they said if you can get past the smell, well, I don't know, the egg thing I seen.
That's just
no.
There's a guy on YouTube, his name is it's not Mr. Beast, it's LA Beast. He eats the most craziest things lately since he's gotten older and he has a kid and a wife and everything. He tries not to do things that extreme, but he still gets like expired food and stuff and snacks.
I got a pain in my back of my neck and I just thought
expired food and snacks and everything, and he'll try it on camera and he'll say what it tastes like and everything, but his descriptions are hilarious. But he had one of those. He had like 4 of those baby bird egg things.
That guy that's on with his daughter.
I swear to you, he was about to eat one of them, and I almost puked. So we turned it
Yeah.
off. I was like, I cannot watch this.
That guy that goes on with his daughter, they tried it and he did puke. She took a bite and she's laughing, but he did puke.
Oh, that's like, have you seen what a bull testicle looks like? The
I saw
inside of a
somebody.
bull testicle?
I saw one where they bit into it and all that
Yellow
came.
and-
Yeah,
oh.
out of that almost made me puke.
Yeah,
So,
four. It was either 4 or 6 of them, and his name is LA Beast. He'll eat the craziest things ever. He's eaten cactuses. He's eaten light bulbs. He's eaten crazy shit. Like I said, though, since he got older and has a family and everything, he tries not to do the super crazy things anymore to like kill himself. But now there's still like expired things, so he'll find like snacks from the 1900s or snacks from 1843. Like, he'll buy them from eBay and they're old as sin, and you can see that they're rotted and everything else, and he'll still eat them or drink them.
he probably built up one hell of a good immune system for it. Baklava, yeah, is a popular. I wouldn't mind getting some of that. That looks, yeah, it looks really, really, really good. Well, people have to watch because there's a difference between expired and best by. A lot of people, when they'll get something and it'll say best used by, and they'll give a date. For a while, I think Tom always thought that was the expiration date, unless it literally says expiration date. And some items, like if you get like boxed items like pastas and what else can I just box type items, a lot of them they said that they're good for several months past the expiration date. If you get canned goods,
just taste a little stale.
yeah, that's what they said. It just will have a little bit less flavor. Some of the like canned goods, because they have that lining in it now, some of them they said will last for several years after expiration. So, which is good to know, because if there would be some kind of
chocolate milk that I bought the last time that I went shopping with Abby, Chase, and Carly, and it expired. Well, it said best used by, and I think it was what is today? The 25th. So
the 25th.
No, it's 28th, but it was expired on the 25th. No, yesterday. I'm lying. It was no, because that would be the 27th. The 26th is when it expired, I think, or when it said best used by. And so I finished it that day, and it was perfectly fine.
Yeah. Well, they said the best test, especially best used by. Best used by is when it's on its best. Like if you go beyond that, then it's going to start losing its flavor, and it's going to like soda, and that will go stale, whatever. It's dairy products is probably best to use it by that date, not to go too far beyond. They usually say you can go 2 to 3 days beyond that date,
yeah,
and it would still be all right. But expiration now is a different story when it comes to dairy or anything like that. Don't go beyond that because you're probably going to get sick. But the best test is your nose. If it smells weird, it smells funky, don't even try it. If it still smells good.
Maybe honey, that lasts forever, right?
Honey lasts forever.
Honey does last forever, and so does... Well, it just gets more sugary, pretty much. And so does most spices. Like, people are like, ew, don't eat that, it's expired. It tastes exactly the same. It's just sort of clumped up.
It clumps up, yeah, that's about it. And you just break the clumps,
it's fine.
It's anything from 1800s is a no-go. Yeah, I don't think I would want anything.
No, like,
that's too far back.
He bought like candy, like tons of different candies from like the 1800s, and they were gross. They were so gross and brown and
A cactus says if it's not slimy, fuzzy, without mold or stinky, it's still good. Yeah. Do you want to do your last couple little thingies?
Oh yeah. Okay. So last two subjects, they're very small, but they need to be said. The first one, Palm Beach Pete.
You knew she was going to come on with that. You
So
knew.
there's an update on Palm Beach Beach. He was running for mayor in Palm Beach. Okay. And he was so excited about it. Blah blah. It was like for I think the 2028 election or something like that. He was running for mayor. Well, he did his DNA test and he still didn't tell anybody what the DNA test was, but he got a letter in the mail from the office, like what the secretary office, what would that even be? The
Probably the secretary, receptionist, or something.
administrative, that's the word I was looking for. The administrative office.
Offices.
Offices.
Stay calm.
No, I'm gonna stay calm. Stay calm. So, anyways, the administration office. Breathe, woman, breathe.
I choked earlier today and it freaking panicked Max and Sia, so don't have me do it again.
I'll be doing that. So he got a letter from the administration office and it said, due to the results of your DNA test, you are not eligible for becoming mayor in the 2028 election.
Dun, dun, dun.
What do you mean?
Yeah. What does that mean exactly?
If your DNA test is so, like, you don't get rejected for a DNA test to be mayor, okay? That's the first thing. So how did they know what his DNA test was, but he claims that he never got it back and didn't tell us what it was? Weird. Number one. Number two, what is super weird is the only way that you can get denied being a mayor because of your background or DNA test or whatever is if you were a criminal. But you can be president. Criminal, yeah, but you can be president. A criminal, or if there's something super suspicious about it, like you are a sibling of a criminal, or you have DNA in you that is like very similar to a background criminal, like there's something off about
There
that.
would have had to been something in there that flagged it definitely for them
It's
to
so
call him
odd.
up and
I'm
say
going to
that.
read you the exact document
So.
because he claims to be pissed. And I was telling Eric the only thing that I can think of is since there's weird shit going on in Hollywood right now and around that area and stuff with celebrities, is during the time period from if this really is Epstein, when he got taken out of jail, because he did not die and you can't convince me otherwise. From the time that he got taken out of jail to previous times, he got a little bit of facial surgery and they either wiped his memory or made a whole brand new him, like made him somehow believe that he is Palm Beach Pete or this Peter Simmel or whatever the fuck his name is. And that's really what he believes, which is could be how he's passing like the polygraph tests and everything.
But even that, there was a lot of it that was inconclusive.
Yeah, there was a bunch of inconclusiveness, but none of it said like that he was straight out lying. So that's my only explanation. Like I can only think that somehow he got transformed into a completely different person and that's who he believes that he is now. But he looks exactly like Epstein. He talks exactly like Epstein. He has the fucking same stutter as Epstein. Anyways.
And speaking of polygraph tests and stuff and that and different things like that, there's new stuff coming out surrounding Casey Anthony. And apparently she wrote a book or something and is releasing it. And of course, that brewed up all the Casey Anthony shit again. So you got all these people saying, oh, she's a baby killer and bringing up all this stuff. But once again, why are they still not checking further into her father and how he barely squeaked through a second polygraph test because he failed the first one, and how even his own wife said, "Why are you so fidgety?" Because these are easy questions to answer. So we can delve into that maybe in a future episode.
So this is the document. Some of it is blurred out because obviously he didn't want like his last name or whatever to be.
That's kind of weird.
Yeah, because you could see where it says Peter, but what is that? And what is that? And what are those? And that, and that, and that, and that, and that, and that, that. Like, a lot of it's blurred out. But it says, "Dear Mr." and I'm going to say Palm Beach Pete. "The Division of Elections has been made aware of credible information that raises serious concerns about your eligibility and suitability to continue as a candidate for mayor of Palm Beach in the 2028 election. Recent DNA analysis by some random blacked out person and related inquiries have produced results that have generated extraordinary public confusion regarding your candidate identity and background. These findings call into question key aspects of your campaign and directly impact the integrity of the electoral process and public confidence in potential elected officials. The Florida Division of Elections will assume full responsibility for conducting and overseeing all further analysis related to these findings, rather than relying on independent laboratory results. We may require your participation in additional DNA collection." My eye hurts all of a sudden. "And testing procedures as part of this official review. As a state agency responsible for overseeing candidate qualifications and election administration under Chapter 105 Florida statutes, we strongly advise that you immediately withdraw your candidacy. Voluntary withdrawal at this stage will allow you to address these matters privately while minimizing disruption to the electoral process. We request a written response to this letter within 30 days indicating your decision. Please direct all correspondence to the undersigned."
That's weird.
Suspicious.
Yeah, that's weird.
As fuck.
Yeah, that's weird. So, wow. So the saga continues, and I'm sure Gabriella will keep on updating you.
I
Look at that little.
I am following his bitch ass on TikTok so I can keep updated. And he's trying to say that he's pissed about it. Like he's trying to act all like, "Oh, my DNA test results are like listen."
And I'm really pissed. I got a letter from the Division of Elections from the state of Florida regarding the irregularities concerning my DNA test. And they're asking me to suspend my campaign and take a step back. I'm not going to suspend the campaign. I'm getting legal involved, but I'll be back. I'm going to be traveling for a while, so you're not going to see me around for a bit. But I'll make the best mayor Palm Beach ever had, and I'll fight this tooth and nail. Peace out, Palm Beach Pete. Guys,
Peace out, Palm Beach Pete. Peace out.
He took your
Fucker.
piece out.
Fucking take my piece
He
out.
took
you
your
son of a
piece
bitch.
out.
So anyways, yeah. So that I felt like that needed to be discussed because you can't tell me that that's not even more suspicious than everything else, including him looking like him, sounding like him, having the same stutter as him, hanging out with children,
The plot is thickening, that's for sure.
hanging out with teenagers,
Yeah, the plot is thickening.
and is literally everywhere. Like
Yeah.
he's in clubs and he's having all these parties and he's on yachts and he's hanging out with all these influencers. Why?
See, this
would he
is what
do
I'm going to have to do is when Angelina and I start our show, since she has that surprise person that she's going to have on that I have to have her have Palm Beach Pete on to give
I
you
swear
fire.
to God, no. Because I won't be friendly.
That would be a cool thing.
I would not be friendly with him. I'll be like, why don't you just come out and say that you're Epstein already? Or there's clear evidence that you're at least related to him in some way.
There really was a DNA test, but the results apparently the officials there, they got the results, but he claims that he doesn't know them or something yet. That he himself.
Yeah, he's trying to say that he doesn't know the results, and he is trying his best to get one of his last videos, which I hate fucking seeing his stupid face. He makes me sick to my stomach.
I could see you and him battling it out on Angelina's show.
I would bitch at him. I would be like, why don't you just come out and say it? You literally on a fucking news thing, a news anchor.
He was on a show here recently with a couple guys, and every time they asked him a question and he said something different, they go, "Yeah, right."
I think that's staged though. I think all of that is staged. I don't believe those. They just sound like very non-authentic.
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know. So I can't tell you. But what was I saying beforehand? Oh, I would look him straight in the face and say, "You were on a news review. What? I can't think of a word. What is it called when somebody?
Interview?
Yeah, an interview. You were on a news interview, and you literally said that who else likes hanging out with young children? Why would you say that? Who says that?" Or he's like, "Who else gets the opportunity to hang out with young children," or something like that. Excuse me? Unless you're in like a daycare, or you take care of children, or you're in some sort of field of work, like a teacher, and you're taking care of children, you have no right to say, "Oh, it's such a pleasure for me to work with children." That is that. Anyways,
No.
this was his video about the DNA test.
And I've been getting thousands of messages a day inquiring about my DNA test. And I want results. So I've been on the phone all morning with the laboratory. And I was pretty upset with them that they haven't rushed these results. They assured me that I will have them by tomorrow. So it sets a bad tone in my life that I can't move forward. I just want to have an answer already. So come on, let's get these results out by tomorrow. I really appreciate that. Peace out, Palm Beach Pete. Hey guys, it's Palm Beach.
Do a prostate test. If he has his prostate, then he ain't Epstein. If he is minus his prostate, then that's one more notch in his belt.
And why, like...
Hey, I'm with Baton. That's Pete. And he's with Palm Beach Pete.
And the way that he hesitates when he says things.
Hey, I'm with Baton. That's Pete. And he's with Palm Beach Pete.
Because how many years until he started crying?
Peace out, bro.
Like, why? Why is it so hard for you to remember your name if that's really what your name is?
Okay, she does have one more story before her dander goes straight up through the roof.
I think it's already out there.
You got it up there. You got yourself fired up.
Okay. The last one is a little bit disturbing. Well, actually, it's very disturbing. If it, in fact, is true. I have been scrolling on TikTok, as one does, and I fell down a rabbit hole of people saying that the app Vinted, where you can sell, I think, anything, but it's mostly centered towards, I think, like children's clothing and children's animals and stuffed animals and like more centered towards children's stuff.
I thought that was just for mainly clothing, not necessarily just children.
I mean, I downloaded it. We're ignoring all the apps I have. See, it looks like it's mostly animals, like stuffed animals, kids.
I was just going by the commercial that I saw on TV. It looked like it was like...
I mean, there is a women's thing and a men's thing.
And then so
So I guess it's just a selling app. It's an app where you can sell a bunch of things, whether it's kids' clothing, women's clothing, male's clothing.
I felt that breeze even go past my face.
I felt the whoosh. So anyways, it's an app where you can sell things on, and it's recently caught my attention that people are taking screenshots of what appears to be people not only selling kids items on the app, but actually selling children. They will list something like a stuffed animal or children's clothing or something, and then it will say how old, like in the description, it'll show the animal and the animal's description, but then when you go in the actual description, it will say like how old something is. There's one that I took a screenshot of that is pretty disturbing. It says 3 years old, female, 91 centimeters, 13 kilograms. There's a word that I will not be repeating. Small, blonde, blue eyes, obedient girl. And it is listed as a bunny stuffed animal. And it's for $1,050.70.
That's messed up.
And there's plenty more. There's ones that are exactly like that, where it shows like the bunny stuffed animal or some sort of stuffed animal. There was like a Spider-Man figurine or something like that, and then it will have description of like a little boy, obedience, brown hair, brown eyes, like horrible things. And you cannot tell me that. And why are they so overpriced? Like, if it was just a listing of an actual animal and they were describing what the animal looked like or what the figurine looked like or something like that, or like how long they've had that stuffed animal or something.
So Cactus, excuse me, Cactus says, that's so effed up. I pray that it's not true. That's beyond disturbing, which it is. And Abby said, it's sadly true. It's been everywhere. This app has been reported multiple times. Nothing done about it yet.
The thing is, though, that I saw all of this on TikTok, and so I downloaded the app myself to see if I could find any evidence of this, and I typed in stuffed animals, and I haven't, unless it's at the very bottom. That way it's covered up by all the new listings. I have not seen any proof of this existing, but why somebody would make up something so horrible and so detailed as that to make up a hoax like this is beyond me, and it pisses me off if this is not real.
And if somebody started on social media just for views or laughs or whatever, that's not funny.
Yeah,
that's not funny.
And if it is real, then this really needs to be checked into.
Absolutely.
Like, somebody needs to do something about this, because what do you mean that there's just people out there that are just trying to actually sell things on this app, and then you got like child traffickers and people who are trying to sell children.
Linda goes, PDF seems more on the open now. Linda, it's very disturbing, because I actually, some of the t-shirts that I've seen, and I'm not going in the direction where I've seen them at, but literally said that they accept PDFs, and that's okay, and there's nothing wrong with it. Matter of fact, there is a person that I watch a lot. It's a young guy. I'm not going to go into the area he brings up, and he talks about a lot of stuff, but he literally asked a person about, well, do you think that's acceptable? And the gentleman that he was talking to, he said, yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. And this young man that was talking to him said, that's fucked up big time. There is 100% something wrong with it. That is talking about children. There is something wrong with it. It should never be acceptable.
Yeah.
But that's the society that we live in now, that it seems to be that's okay.
I could not believe that when I was scrolling on TikTok that I found this woman that was like, "What do you mean on Vinted that they're selling children?" And I was like, "What?" And then she's like, "Oh, you want proof?" And then she sends screenshots of totally different like stuffed animals or figurines or children's clothing that have a description of a 3-month-old, and then horrible things below it, how tall they are, and the description of what they look like, and other horrible things. And I was like, this can't be true. So I literally downloaded the app to see if I could find any proof of this. And so far, I have not. But that does not mean that it doesn't exist. Because like I said, everything gets posted up there so quickly. So you'll see like a listing that was just posted like, I don't know, 27 minutes ago. So everything stacks on top of each other. The thing that could be of that listing could be at the very bottom. So you have to scroll and scroll and scroll and scroll until you finally get to that item. But
No, I did that.
I haven't seen any proof of it, but if it is real, they better do something about it quickly because it's bullshit. It really is. I can't believe that anybody would even think of doing something so horrible on a selling app. But I have searched. Maybe reporting it is helping. It could be. I honestly don't know, but if you have Vinted and you see like a stuffed animal that's for like $2,000, check the description, because I swear to you, you will find, if it is legit, horrible things.
Yeah, it's scary, it's creepy, and definitely it should be reported and investigated, because even one incident of it being on there, even just one, is enough that should be flagged.
Yep. And it's odd that like I said, that you find a stuffed animal for $1,000. Like, who's gonna sell just like a plain old teddy bear, a little plain white teddy bear for $1,000?
Not unless it's vintage.
And then have that description.
Yeah, that's messed up. So, but yeah. So we've been going on. We're going to be going on 2 hours here. There's some really good, interesting thing that came up in this episode. If you want any of these stories any further, we would on Tuesday. We can cover them. Just text us privately or send an email or however you normally contact us, and we will do some more research on it. Because this week now coming up, we will have our regular shows. The following week after that, Gabrielle will be on her vacation, so I will have Abby and Eric come up with some counterparts to go with some of it.
What is more suspicious is these videos got released late at night. Why? Because they wanted to get out.
Oh, yeah, that's real suspicious. Wow.
Yeah, I don't know. All I say is, if you want to download that app and check it out for yourself and update us if you found anything, let us know.
Do I have that spelled right?
Unit.
FILT. Does it say FILT?
Yeah.
Okay. Did I got it spelled right?
Unflit?
No. FIL. Built.
Oh, Phil.
Yeah, that's how it's going to be. Okay, guys, before we go, keep in mind, Angelina and I will be having ours. We wanted to have the show called Two Women Unfiltered, but she said that name was already taken. So she created this name, right there. That is how the show is going to be. It's just going to be called Unfiltered times 2. Well, the X is a capital X, I guess, not a small one. So it's unfiltered with the 2 3s in it, and the X should be a capital X too. That's going to be the name of the show. Keep an eye on our shows this week because we will be working on the intro and the lead up to it. I think, I know, not think, Angelina will have a big prelude announcement leading up to the date that we will be going live. Now, also keep in mind, we were initially going to do like an 8 to 10 spot, but because of her meds and stuff and that, and she gets tired and that's a little bit too late for her, she wants us, we're probably going to do 7. At 7:30, I think would be a little bit better if she'd be willing that. I'll talk to her, but just keep watching for updates. We will definitely tell you when that's coming about. Gabriella will be featured on the show a lot too because Angelina likes her spunk and said she can probably come up with some good fiery episodes that we can kind of do, and she can do her little theory on some of the things that we talk about. So
I tried to find it to link it. Is it created?
she's creating it now. So you probably won't be able to get it yet because she wants to, before she actually puts it out. This is so far. Let me see if you can see it. That's kind of what it's going to kind of look like so far. When she puts it out, she will. She's going to have a whole intro and everything for it. I don't know what all kind of intro or anything like that, but I have to take some pictures for her. I got to do a little scenario that I got to create for it. But she will, I'm sure she will have on her sites, her Facebook, her YouTube, her TikTok, all of them. She will probably have a prelude up to it, introducing it. And I will be announcing it on our show. So just keep your ears and eyes open. And yeah, Gabriella will keep. I'm going to tell Angelina to see if she can get Palm Beach Pete on that show.
I will literally snap at
Well,
him.
hey, that's what we want. That's what our show's going to be about. So
I don't want to be mean though.
well, hey, yeah, that's what the show's going to be about. But yeah, so keep your ears and eyes open. Keep in mind, this week, Gabriella will be here. The following week, she won't be here, but we will replace Eric and Abby in her spot when she comes back from her vacation.
There's going to be an announcement.
We will probably be making an announcement or two. And any of these subjects here that you want covered, any of those poltergeist ones, or if you have a topic. I know Cactus sends me stuff all the time, and they're like, which one do I choose? Which one do I choose? And they're all good, but I've used so many of Cactus's already. Come on, guys. You're on here. Throw me some ideas. Throw us some ideas. But so that's what's coming up in the future. Carly, welcome her back on someday. She can tell us some more of her crazy things that she's happened in her house that she lived at, in who knows what else and stuff. So we can always do another story if you want me to try to come up with another story. Or Abby has the second part of her dream yet that she's supposed to tell us. So
yeah, I forgot about that.
Yep, she has the second part of that. So
Abby, get to
it. Yeah. So kind of
I'll put 3 and 4. I'm just sharing them. So sorry.
I do the same thing. I don't sleep. It's so freaking weird because I'll go up to bed usually somewhere between 11 and midnight, maybe 1 o'clock, usually. I try to get a little bit earlier than I try to stay before midnight at least, but that doesn't always work out. But just say an average of 11 to 1. I'll go up and I'll toss and turn and toss and turn, toss and turn. And I know it's not until probably about 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock in the morning where I actually fall asleep. And then just when I start falling into a good sound sleep, I wake back up because my clock ticks and says, okay, it's time for us to wake up, come down, get a cup of coffee, take the dogs out. So I usually average only a couple hours of sleep, and then people wonder why noon comes, 1 o'clock comes, and I'm like falling asleep on the couch and everything.
Yeah,
like,
that's the same with me lately with my restless leg syndrome.
So, but yeah, get Bears to get some talking. Monkey was on here. Monkey had that good story a while back. Monkey, if you're still on here in the background, story. Linda, come on, Linda. Be squared. Send some good stories. We will cover pretty much anything.
I have a story about melatonin.
Oh, a melatonin, yeah. I was reading up on it, and matter of fact, today, and
in South Carolina, I had severe insomnia. I would not fall asleep. It would be like 6 o'clock in the morning before I actually decided to try to get some sleep, because I would be up all night long watching TV or just staring at the ceiling because of all the weird shit happening. I tried to take melatonin the one night, and they were gummies, and it said to take like 2 of them, I think. And I was like, okay, this should work. Waiting for it to kick in. Still waiting for it to kick in. Still waiting for it to kick in. It never kicked in. At least I didn't think so until I finally fell asleep. And then I had the weirdest fucking dream that I think I've ever had in my entire life up to, or until previously, about the 2 women and teenager in our old house.
But the melatonin that I was up just today, like some people use melatonin all the time to help them sleep. And I was reading today, and it was on.
Get addicted to it.
Well, it says if you use it on occasion, it would be fine. But if you use it every night on a regular basis, that's not good. It can be harmful to you.
Yep.
It is not good.
And it's a drug. It's like,
it is a drug.
It's like cough syrup. You can get addicted to it. And there could be theories.
Yep. A lot of people think that you can take an endless amount of vitamin C. No, you can't.
And Benadryl.
Yep.
There was this woman on TikTok that took a lot of Benadryl because she was trying to hide the fact that she was underage and drunk. And she thought that Benadryl, taking a whole bunch of it, would help decrease the alcohol in her system and make her throw it up. Or if she took like a breathalyzer, it would get that out of her system and only the Benadryl would show up. She got addicted to Benadryl. She got sent to jail and rehab because they found so much Benadryl in her system that she just kept on buying and buying and buying.
I like ASMR too. Certain sounds like bubble wrap. How can you not like bubble wrap and clicking, like what she's clicking, like different noises? But we will be doing some shows in the future too. I'm actually thinking of getting that game with the little small hands where you reach in and try to grab the marshmallows. You're supposed to do little miniature marshmallows, but we're going to do it with candy, like M&Ms or something. And then,
like I said, they're like pretty big M&Ms. They're like that big.
And sometime in the future, I don't know, maybe next month sometime, I don't know, we're actually going to do a baby food challenge. We're going to get jars of the the strained baby food and some of the chunkier baby food and some of the treats and stuff, and that we're going to try a lot of those, and we're going to say, like, I'm going to ask them, do you remember? Well, they wouldn't remember, but I remember my favorite, because I would give the kids, it was blueberry buckle. I would give the kids a bite and say, Mom gets a bite too. And a bite, Mom gets a bite. Blueberry buckle was good. But we will do.
Maybe that's why I like blueberries. So
could be. It could be. But we will be doing that, and we will probably try to maybe go to one of the stores and just get some odd foods that, hey, we never tried this. That's just really, really odd. Pick them up like a variety, and we'll do one of those. So we'll do a couple of those.
Like Mexican snacks or food or something and try them.
But we're like almost at the 2-hour mark. So we had a really good show, I think, tonight. We will be back again this week. It'll go with no hitches, no matter what. Our regular schedule. So tune in on Tuesday. Keep your ears and eyes open for mine and Angelina's announcement. That'll be coming up soon. And with that being said, you know how we end. Stay tuned, y'all.
Bears and I will send you some soon.
Sounds good, Cactus.
Peace out.
Palm Beach Pete.
No.
Good night, everyone. Thank you for tuning in for this incredible show. We love you.
Bye.